See my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Perfect. I'll start my presentation mode. Well, okay. Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome to this session with title Create a Verification Green Pass app using Power Apps in 30 minutes. Goal of this particular session is show you how today it's possible to use Power Platform to create easily and in different way using different approach an enterprise application that could be used by thousands of users at the same time that could integrate complex business logics, such as, in this example, European Green Pass verification. What I propose in this session is a part of the real case. Before starting, today is a fantastic day for the Power Platform world because it's the Global Power Platform Bootcamp Day. I want to say that I'm proud to be part of this fantastic event that you have organized. Thanks so much for having me. Who I am? My name is Marco Rocca, and I'm a senior customer engineer in Microsoft Italy. What I do, I work with SharePoint since 2008 as a developer. I started with SharePoint 2007, and I follow all SharePoint evolution, 10, 13, 16, etc. And now I work with SharePoint Online. But today is not enough work only with SharePoint. In fact, SharePoint is connected with more modern workplace application present in Microsoft 365, such as OneDrive, Stream, Forms, List, etc. Obviously, like everyone that work in modern workplace today, is not possible not to work with Teams. But in the last 3 years, I'm focusing on Power Platform sector and in particular mode on Power Apps, Automate and Virtual Agent. In the right of this slide, you can find my mail and my social links. Feel free to contact me for every question and curiosity about the Power Platform world or Teams or SharePoint. Then contact me for everything. The agenda is small because we start with an explanation about what's mean Power Platform for enterprise application. Later, I'll propose you one real scenario and the option that we had to implement it. After, I'll show you how this scenario was implemented. Okay, Power Apps for enterprise application. I think that all of you already know this slide that has been with us for years, since 2018. Okay, Power Platform introduced a completely new concept for building and developing application. It's a platform totally no code, low code. This platform uses this approach, no code, low code. An approach that tends to value ideas rather than how to build an application. Then today it's easy for everyone. Create a business application that use workflow to connect to automate the process, or Power BI to generate a dashboard using data, may be served within, for example, a database or SharePoint or SQL Server. All this by taking advantage of the 4,000 and more connectors that Power Platform make available to all of you. Also, it is easy add an artificial intelligence to our application, to our workflow using iBuilder. But also today, only few people know that it also easy extend the Power Platform through a series of tools and platforms that Azure offer today. We don't have a limit to use, for example, pre-built connector or standard component for your application. It's not today is a limit. Today, using a tool such as, for example, an Azure function, API management, logic app, cognitive services, Power Apps component framework, it is possible to extend our application, but in terms of business logic and scalability. Scalability is an important concept for backend service. Obviously, today, citizen developers are not enough to do this, but it's necessary to re-involve those in our organization who deal with the classic development, the classic pro dev, okay? Dev that use, for example, C#, TypeScript, an important language. Okay, because, for example, to create an Azure function, you can use PowerShell, you can use C#. To create a custom component, you need to use TypeScript, and you need to know different environment, because you need to know how it's possible to use Visual Studio in different version or Visual Studio Code. So we can say then today Power Platform is really a platform for everyone. It's an important concept. It's not a platform only for citizen developer. It's a platform for all, not only regarding the consumption of the application, okay, but also for the application development. You can create a simple application using citizen developer. You can create a complex application with complex architecture using pro dev in your organization. One of goals of the Power Platform is to empower the limitless that the citizen developer have today, can create only small application with no code, and extend this concept, including also pro dev, to, for example, create an important backend for your application. This total involvement of people within each organization make the Power Platform a platform ready to host not only simple application, okay, that improve your daily work, but is a platform ready to host even complex application that manage difficult business logic with them, and that have a peaks of use within a single day or during the week. Okay. But in this, I want to propose you a real scenario. In Italy, today, many access to normal activities and even working life is now regulated by the European Green Pass. So today, to access, for example, shop, restaurant, offices, go to the even different event, you need to check your Green Pass. But we have one big problem, because the Ministry of Health has not released a public API that can be called by different application, but also released an application for Android and iOS. The big initial problem is that this application not have interface with anything and could not be integrated with other business system. Is a single mobile application. Only later, this minister enable other SDK for other languages such as PHP, .NET, C++, etc. And those were released in the last month. Then many customers asked us to be able to create an application for the Green Pass verification that meet these requirements. Must allow the scanning of the Green Pass from mobile device for a group of users assigned to these controls. Must be able to manage peaks period, for example, during office entrance hour or lunch hours for the restaurant, or even start time for cinemas or stadiums. It must be able to integrate with other business applications. For example, cross the Green Pass verification with the actual booking of a desk in your office. Okay, with only one check, the user can verify if, for example, in Microsoft, if I have a valid certificate and a desk reservation. And many of these customers already use a Microsoft 365 platform with different license plan. This is why we said, why not Power Up for this scenario? The customer has Microsoft 365 and must be able to release this application in a very short time on hundreds of mobile devices. Okay, when you deploy Power Apps, the app is already done for mobile and tablet. Power Apps have a barcode scanner, an easy barcode scanner. Is a standard control. Then is easily to obtain the content of the Green Pass QR code that you have. You just need to understand how to check the Green Pass, because it's not okay. We have different options. We can use Power FX formula. Is enough or not? Or you implement another way to check the Green Pass validation. But we also wondered what could be critical point of using Power Apps to get the result. For example, not exist a public API in Italy. Okay, in different countries, the different it's possible to call, for example, a public API. For Minister of Italy is not is not valid. Then not exist a public API. We have only an SDK approved by the minister. For privacy, it's not possible to save any data, QR code, results, any other type of data within the app. Okay. And also the last point is that Green Pass rule and certification revocation list are updated daily. Okay. Then we wanted to avoid a download of data within the application itself. But not only. Other point of attention concern the fact that was not possible resolve everything using only citizen developer. Power FX formula is not enough to create a verification for the Green Pass. The rules are more complex. Power FX is not scalable. Okay, then during the peak period, using only formula in Power Apps, we can have downgrade of performance in our Power Apps. Then we need to create a scalable backend capable to manage high peak requests during the day or week. Then for this, we also need to involve ProDev to create a performing backend. Putting all this argument together, we have come to define this possible solution. Okay. First level, a Canvas app for a user controller. Okay, the endpoint or the first point, a Canvas app with only the barcode scanner. We don't need anything else because it's not possible to save data. Then you need only to read the barcode, call one service, stop, and show the result. Okay. Or KO, nothing else. Okay, then we can we analyze it in a different way. The first way is okay. I have an SDK. I create an Azure function. I create a custom connector, and I finished. It's the first option that I have in the table. The second way is okay, but several customers already implemented, for example, a Java web service. Then it's possible only use an Azure API management as a wrapper of this service, then custom connector, etc. And the last is to use a Power App component framework. Then create a custom component that call one web service, for example, to check the Green Pass validation. Obviously, it's not the purpose of this session go into depth on all the security and authentication aspects that obviously have been an important part of the solution design. Okay, it's not scope of this. Then, as a citizen developer, I create a Canvas app like the one you see in this slide. As you can see, the Canvas app is very, very simple. Essentially, use a barcode scanner to verify the Green Pass QR code, and call the verification service in real time. You don't need to scan. It's not possible. Scan the QR code, save the QR code, and call the verification service. Okay, because the QR code value cannot be saved in the app. All is possible. Save this data in the app. You need to create a real-time verification after the scanner. This app no underline that database such as SQL, SharePoint, or Dataverse. Okay, then it's very, very easy. You can select the different type of verification that are valid today in Italy. You can use the barcode scanner, and you can see the final result. Certificate is valid or not. For the backend, the first hypothesis token was to create an Azure function plus a custom connector. This is a perfect schema for this type of application. The solution allowed us to expose an endpoint REST and create a custom connector. In fact, the Italian .NET SDK only expose methods for verification, not expose an API. Then we need to build something around this SDK that could be called by an application, or not only for application, but for example, you can use a Power Automate for different purpose. Then it's a classic schema that advantage of this solution. Certainly, use of custom connector is easily manageable at a design level because you open a maker portal, add data, custom connector, and you finish to your work. Okay. Furthermore, Azure Function is easily scalable at the infrastructure level. Okay, you can select different level of performance for your Azure Function. Okay, you have different cost. And another important aspects regarding the certification revocation list and the rule that are based on database file and JSON file. Using Azure Function, it's possible to use Azure Storage for this type of file. The cons, obviously, because the license is a very, very hard problem for the Power Platform. To use a custom connector, you need to use a premium license, and you need to consider the cost of Azure Function that you have. Okay, the second solution hypothesis was API management. Why this? We also wanted to give a customer the opportunity to take advantage of any verification service that a customer already have at home. Java service deployed in Apache web server. Okay, but using API management, we offer to customer a way to create a wrapper from this service and the opportunity to create easily a custom connector. In fact, I think that all of you already know that today it's possible create a custom connector directly to API management portal. Pro and cons regarding this solution. The main advantage that you have and is the opportunity of creating a wrapper in the form of a REST API for web service that already implemented by customer, and of course the opportunity of controlling authentication, authorization, and usage limit, or authentication, usage limit are API management setting. Then you can improve your standard verification service. Vice versa, you need also to use a custom connector. Then a premium license is required. For the app, you can try to use, for example, the new license plan, pay as you go. And the second aspect that is different respect Azure function is the API management cost, because API management cost is for hour, is not a call. Is then when you implement an API management, you start paying as soon the API become available. Okay, not when API is called. Then is a different plan of cost respect Azure function. But we can have another way. The last way evaluated was to create a custom component. For almost 3 years, we have been able to create a custom component for Power Apps using the appropriate template and, for example, Visual Studio Code. Custom code components are rendered as a part of the same context of your application and loaded at the same time of as any other component that you have. This behavior improves the application performance of that you have. In this particular case, the component not contain, for example, label, calendar, drop-down, image control, etc. Is an invisible control. It's an invisible component because you need only to call a service that you have for verification. In fact, in this case, the only statement that you have under update view method is an XML HTTP request. Okay, under update view method. As you can see, I define the URL. In this case, I don't have another service. Then in this slide, you can find the same URL of the Azure function, but is an example because in this presentation, I continue to use Azure function as a service in different way. Then in my custom control, I have the first is the URL. I need to prepare the body of the call. For example, in this case, I need to pass to verification service the QR data and the verification type. I define the in this case, the header of the call is a post call, and the content type and the function key. Okay, to call my Azure function, I use an application key for authenticate my call. Then I execute my call, and I'm waiting the response. Okay. Pro, okay, is that component framework is more flexible. Okay, you can define all behavior of your component. No custom connector is needed in this case because it's a direct call. But you have two aspects as a disadvantage. The first is that a deep dev skill are necessary to implement a custom component. You need to manage their HTML call. Okay, then it's important to understand all mechanism that you have behind this call. And the second aspect is the deploy update. A custom component is contained under a Power Platform solution that you need to deploy this solution into the environment that contain your application. Then is more complex to deploy and update your Power Up. Okay, but we start to show you the different implementation and the result achieved. Okay, first way, I show you my virtual machine. Okay, I have a Visual Studio solution where I import my SDK. All those projects are Italian SDK. Italian SDK is published on this in GitHub. Is a public code that you can download. And I create a Visual Studio solution that contain all SDK with all method, for example, the rule validator, the trust list provider, the blacklist for the customer, and contain my Azure function. This is the core method, the run method of my application. Is an HTTP trigger, and I, using my SDK, I verify, for example, different information, check the rule JSON file, and after I show you where these files are saved. Okay, I create my code, and I return to, okay, this is all the call. I create DCC reader service, and I call the verify method, passing the QR code data. You see different type of log level information, debug, etc. Because if I use application insight, it is possible save or log information in backend. I receive the result, and I return all data. This is the object that return to from my Azure function. With using Visual Studio, I can publish my Azure function, and it's deployed in my tenant, Azure tenant. This is my Azure function that I have. In the simple case, as authentication, I use only app key, okay, to authenticate, but as you already know, it's possible use a different type of authentication using for Azure function. After this, okay, I published my Azure function. Then it is possible easy create a custom connector. Okay, I pass, okay, no authentication. You can select a different type of authentication. In this case, I have only one action related to this custom connector. Okay, the request. I have different type of in the header and body of my call. The body edit contain pure data and verification type. Okay, and this is my sample app. Okay, as data I use DGC validation. This is my custom connector, is a premium. This is a test, is not used by my application. Under the barcode scanner, I have the event on scan. Okay, this is my function key, and I call my validate method and update only a simple variable to show you the result of my application. In this case, because it's difficult for me sharing my phone, I want to use this check button. Okay, that simulated the barcode scanner. Select, okay. I hard-coded a sample QR data. Okay, for example, I can select a different type of verification. I check, and this is the result. For example, I have, in this case, I can receive because I have no booster vaccination in my personal case. Okay, it's a very, very simple application that log information using Azure Analytics. You can see all, for example, DGC rule JSON found. These are all my log information that I have using, in this case, log debug or log information. Okay, for the particular data necessary to create my application. Okay, in this case, I saved my information under Azure File Storage. You see reader data, for example, blacklist Italy, this file. Then I don't need to download other file in my Power App. all files are centralized. Okay, I finished my time. It's possible to have only 2 minutes.
Yes, you have.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. Okay, this is Azure function. The API management is the same. I define an API. Okay, in this case, it's based always also on my Azure function, but could be another web service. Then I create a connector using API management. But another important way that you can use is to create a custom component. This is my Visual Studio Code solution. This is the update view method. This is a standard method present in each Power App custom component. Then I create an HTTP call. Okay, I pass the same parameter, QR data verification time, and I deployed this custom component as a solution. Okay, we can close this. Okay, this is a Verify Green Pass solution that contain only my custom component. Okay, this is my custom control. In my application, the behavior is small different, because in this case I include this custom component. This custom component expose 3 properties: the QR data, verification type. Then when I scan, okay, my green pass, the difference is I need only to update the QR data properties. This set update the property, then call directly the update view method. Then I check directly my green pass code. Then it's very easy. It's another way that you can evaluate to create an enterprise application. Then, as you can see, you have a different type of solution to create a complex an application, a simple Power App that have a complex business logic associated it. Sorry for the long time. If you have a question, you can put all questions in chat, or you can contact me to my personal mail or using my social link. Remember to leave your feedback for the session and the event in general. Thanks so much for your attention, and thanks to having me today with all of